It's raw, it's uncensored, it's live 24/7. It's chaoticradio.com.
What's going on, everybody? This is JC here on the Cannabis Council, coming to you live from Chaotic Radio. So I wanted to hit back up on a little bit of our last show because we really didn't get to finish on it. There's a lot kind of entailing what a sesh is, and a sesh is essentially a little mini festival and including the big festivals. So, excuse me, I want to hit back a little bit on that. And then we have some other cannabis news to go over. And, we're going to have a good little kickback show here today. Our guest, unfortunately, canceled on the last minute, but it is what it is. Cannabis industry has its drama, too. And I try to stay out of it as much as possible. But I guess it is what it is. So that's no worries. I'm not worried about it. We're going to keep on rolling. Show must go on, right, engineer out there?
Show must go on, always.
That's
always.
right, Mike. So we got a couple people dropping in a little bit later on today. Sparked interest, might show his face. We'll see how that happens. I know I see him over here on YouTube. So we'll see what happens there. But, okay, so a sesh, right? Have I explained to you what a sesh is?
I believe so, on one of your episodes, yeah.
Right. So, it's just basically a little mini festival and whatnot. And they seem to be getting better for the people that have been putting them on for a little while. Of course, everything gets better with time, except for, it seems, marriage and relationships. But, whatever. So, like, Blacklist is pretty much the oldest sesh here in the Inland Empire, and they just changed venues, right? Last night was their first place at this new venue, which is a little bit. It's a new place, so they're working out the kinks and stuff like that. Like Blacklist last time, inside was a little bit better than I think the venue than they have here. The room where like they have the stage and stuff was a lot bigger. So. It could just fit more people, fit more vendors in the room with the stage and the host, so it made that like atmosphere a little bit better and wasn't so loud because, I don't know, just bigger. It was kind of made more for having speakers and whatnot. But the place they have now, I actually like better. I think with a little bit more flow and like setting it up a little bit differently, then they can definitely have like a really good sesh there. And but first time working out the kinks, I totally understand that. Definitely something I think they need inside is fans, because they didn't have any sort of smoke control whatsoever, and that kind of drove me nuts because that's like something that makes it hard to be inside, and and I want to check out the vendors inside and talk to them and all that kind of BS, and you can't do that if like you can barely breathe because they're so fucking smoky in there because everybody's taking dabs,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just don't want to be in a smoke-filled room, whether it's cigarettes or dabs or anything. It's just not fun.
Well, like at the casino, it's all full of smoke, but I think they have circulation.
Right, they have circulation control, right? So it's like, imagine if they didn't, how much would just sit there?
Oh, it would be horrible.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it is at sessions that don't have circulation control. They don't have fans set up and shit like that. But, so if they just set up some wall fans, I think that'd be fine, and then it would just push air around and everything would be good. And
Have to go to Home Depot and get some fans?
Yeah, I mean, come on. And how many of those motherfuckers that go there are growers? They have some extra wall fans lying around. You know what I mean? Ask for some donations for some fans. I'm pretty sure some people have some extra ones. But so that's what we're going to be hitting on today on the show is more of what makes a good sesh. really. And last time we went over location, which is that's why I'm bringing it up with Blacklist, is the fact that they changed locations. The Elks Lodge was a nice place, but they were, it wasn't very clean. And no matter, I think just because it was an old building, it was surrounded by dirt. It's kind of hard to keep that kind of shit clean. I come from I grew up in Anza, it's the hills, so nothing up in Anza was ever clean. It sucked. If the wind, you cleaned your house, the wind blew, it was instantly fucking dusty and dirty again. But moving it to the place where they moved it is a great idea. They have a bigger parking lot to work with, or a bigger back area, outside area to work with. And I think once they work the kinks out of that, especially the aisling problem, the front aisle was pretty packed and the back aisle had a lot of space. So I think if they extended it out a little bit, they have a side parking lot over there that they could use to also, put some people outside. If they made it a full outside sesh, especially because it's summer right now, I think they could pull a lot of people because it was a really nice night last night. And so I didn't have any problem just hanging out outside and talking to my friends and whatnot. So, Mike, like you don't want to fucking hang out in the heat, and
No, hell no. It's hot in here right now. I can't even concentrate.
Yeah, no, I feel you, dude. It's hot.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And that's kind of how it was inside because they didn't have any fans. But once you went outside, I was like, oh, fuck, this is so much fucking better. There's more people out here. What sucked, though, is like a lot of the good people were inside.
Can they have sessions outside with the cannabis and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because it's all legal and shit?
Yeah, as long as it's like kind of sectioned off so the general public can't just walk in and you kind of keep it controlled.
Okay. Fences and all that.
Yeah, fences, and they have security guards and all that kind of good BS.
Okay.
So, but I actually like it. I like the new place. I hope that they do really well there. I hope that they expand a little bit on the outside of it, or maybe even take over another one of those buildings that's right there and kind of have two inside areas. And I think it would be really cool to see how the police react to it because it is in Riverside, and Riverside's kind of a city that really doesn't like it. So that's kind of a bummer. But I hope that Riverside is going to become more lenient, especially with 64 passing. This will be a true test to see if Riverside's going to be more lenient once the cops, they tend to shut them down after a little while. So we'll see how long Blacklist stays up. My hope is honestly that it stays up and it stays running and they don't get messed with and they abide by the laws and they're able to continue operating and not have a problem. That would be my hope. But, hopes and dreams don't pay the fucking bills. So I wish they did because everybody be fucking billionaires, right?
Right? That'd be awesome, dude.
The fucking A.
I have a dream. I'm a billionaire.
I have a dream that I have a triple-decker yacht. Oh,
right.
Fuck. Nope, not happening. Costs $50,000 to fill up the fucking gas tank.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. $50,000 to fill up a fucking gas tank with marine gas.
No
on one
shit.
of the big ass triple-deckers.
God damn, 50,000. How many gallons is that?
I don't know, a shit ton, dude. Like hundreds, like 400 gallons.
Are they using 91 octane?
No, it's not just the octane, but it's marine gas, so it's different. It's got different additives and shit like that in it.
I ain't go to no gas school or nothing.
No, me neither. I've had a sailboat though, and I had to get diesel. And diesel, for some reason, when you're going to put it in your boat, is like $5 more a fucking gallon than when you're going to put it in your goddamn car. It's the same shit.
Wait, really? Damn.
Yeah, when you pull up to the pump and you're in a sailboat, right? Because they have gas stations like that. So when you roll up and you can fill your boat up like that, and fucking dude, yeah, it's hella expensive. It's like $9 a gallon for diesel, for marine diesel. It's the same shit you buy in the fucking at the gas station. Yeah, it sucks. That's what it is though, dude. It's price gouging. You know what I mean?
Well, of course. I mean, it's how they make their money. It's how they keep us controlled.
It's how dude. That's what's about to happen here. That's another thing I wanted to bring up today was the money that's about to come out of cannabis. Like they estimated last November in 2016 that $7.7 billion was made in the fucking cannabis industry last year by November.
No
$7.7 billion.
See, they finally figured out a way to tax it. Now they made all that money.
No, they didn't make any money. See, they're saying in 2016 there was no tax. They're saying that they're estimating that's how much was made between all the sales and whatnot of marijuana. But what I also don't like about that number is that if they're counting the sales of the wholesaler plus the sales of the retailer, then they're double counting a number at some point.
Oh, okay. So they're
You feel me? Because then you're counting the same product twice, being sold from the wholesaler and being sold from the retailer. You can't count that same product twice. You got to pick one or the other. And I think that's what they're doing, and that's not right. You know what I mean? They're trying to drive the number up to make it look more appealing to people. You know, like, hey, this is going to bring in so much more money because they're bringing in billions, which, don't get me wrong, this is going to turn into a fucking $billion industry.
They do that with everything. Everybody
Exactly.
butchers their numbers.
Exactly. It's a propaganda in that point. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's going to drive positive propaganda when it comes to marijuana. Like, you know, they've always done that. Oh, the bust is worth $2.2 million street value. And it's like, nah, bro, it's worth maybe a couple $100,000.
Well, they do that with everything in the movie industry. They always up it up and say the budget was more than it was, just to get to sell it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they get more sales at the box office and make more of a cut.
Yeah, because people only care about numbers, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Trust me. You just sent me all those charts, you know?
Yeah, right, right.
You know what? That's what's up,
People
bro.
only care about numbers.
Only care
How'd
about
that work
numbers.
out for you anyway?
Good, I'm still putting all those packets together.
Okay.
Because the Cannabis Council is going after sponsorships. So if anybody listening knows somebody that might want to get their name out there and do what we're doing, we're starting to attend a lot of events and starting to get our sponsors' names out there a lot more. Shout out Greenery Depot for sponsoring the whole show. He is our main sponsor and will continue to be the main sponsor. So shout out to the homie Donis. Fuck, I'm stoned.
You're right there?
I'm fucking stoned. I just had a little bit of a moment. It's hot in here, bro. I hate that.
I know. I turned on the air. Hey, you feeling anything?
Yeah, it hasn't kicked in quite yet, dude. When it gets
Oh.
all hot, I fucking get all fucked up, dude. But shout out Greenery Depot and Donis for fucking hooking it up and coming through and being the main sponsor. And when I needed your help, bro, you were there. And thank you very much. And we're going to run with this shit and have a whole lot of fun here on the Cannabis Council. You know, I got a bunch of new council members that are coming be on, and it's going to be a fucking amazing show. Speaking of that, one of them's listening right now, and he's trying to get off work, he says. Hope you get off work, homie. Get your ass down here and talk some shit with me.
Yeah, you better hurry up. What's wrong with you?
You know he wants to. He wants to real bad, but he's like, fuck, man, I got a kid to feed.
Yeah, work is overrated, man.
Work is overrated. Well, shut the fuck up. You're at work. You're getting paid.
I know, but I'm not all about that 9 to 5, though.
Yeah, fuck that 9 to 5
Fuck
shit.
that 9 to 5.
I don't want to do that 9 to 5
Yeah.
shit. He don't want to do it either.
Hey, I don't think well, people do. People like that 9 to 5. They like that stability. In the entertainment industry, there's no stability, but we like the paper chase.
Yeah, I'd rather have the hustles fun.
Yeah, we enjoy the hustle. That's why we do what we do.
My parties are funner than yours.
Your party?
Fuck yeah, dude. I get to go to fun-ass parties and do all kinds of cool shit.
Talking about it, dude. I get to be here with you. This is the best part of my day.
Oh, see, I love you too.
Oh.
You're totally lying.
No,
But
I
I'll
love
take
you.
that.
I love you.
I'll take that right now. So, all right, back to what makes a good sesh. We can go back to money, right? Because I want to finish this whole sesh thing because it's already taken me fucking 2 shows. One big thing I hate about sessions is flow, and that's one thing that I think Blacklist is going to have to work on is their flow of the whole entire place. They have a good area to do so. Now they should have to work on the flow a little bit, which is all good. You know what I mean? It's just it's a pain in the ass to when you have multiple rooms to do things in, but they'll work it out. You know what I mean? The people that put on Blacklist are not stupid. It was just the first time they had to throw it together, and that's how it worked. But that's a big thing to me is flow, because if you get jam spots, it's irritating because you don't even want to look at the table that everybody's jamming up. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it needs to be a little bit more spread out. They have a big parking lot. If they can utilize a little bit more of the parking lot, actually a lot of it more. They have a side parking lot over there, like I said. They utilize that. I think it'd be a lot better and help out with the flow. And definitely, one thing I think they did really well though was noise, because even though they had the host inside and he was in a little room, it wasn't like unbearable in there. I was actually able to have a conversation with a vendor and not be blown out, and I was in that room right there. So I think they did a really, really good job with that. But again, smoke control wasn't something that they did very well, and there was no place to sit. Except for like the little grassy knoll that nobody really knew was there. Nobody was really sitting down. And I think if they have more people sitting down, they're going to get a lot more people staying, because there was a shit ton of people there last night. I mean, there was a line to get in when I got there, and there's usually not a line. They usually just kind of whisk you right in. Something I think Blacklist has done again well is they provided good, clean bathrooms at this new location that they're at. And they had 2 food vendors that weren't exactly price gouging. I mean, it was $1 for a water and $1 for a Shasta soda. But $1 for a water, I'm not going to bitch about that.
$1 for a water is cheaper than they have over at the corner gas station right here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was for one of the little ones that comes in the flat.
Oh, but still, $1 water's not.
But no, it's not $4 for that like everybody else tries to charge the other fucking festivals, So I think that was really on point. Like they had people there, and you could just tell at that point, like, yeah, vendors there to make their money, which that's their job, but they're not trying to price gouge. They're not looking at you even telling you $2 of water, just to be dicks. But $1 of water, cool, I can live with that. I'm not bad, that's not bad. It's a free event to go to, so I can understand that. But all in all, I think that they're doing a really good job with moving it and keeping it in the right atmosphere. Because I never really did like the Elks Lodge. You had to park in a dirt lot, if anything, and then it was just kind of dark and like I don't know, reminded me like of an old castle. You ever been in an old castle, Mike?
I have never been in an old castle, but
like they're dark and dingy. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying by that?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the movies. I mean, if that counts. But yeah, I can imagine they would be dark and dingy.
Yeah, and that's how the Elks Lodge was. It was kind of dark and dingy. I'm kind of glad that Blacklist is out of there. I never liked going over there. The neighborhood wasn't all the best, and
they just didn't have enough lights, or was it just?
No, it had enough lights. Like, don't get me wrong, it had enough lights, but then like the hallway was always dark. The front room was always dark. Like those didn't have enough lights in them, and it was kind of annoying at that point.
You think they were just trying to set the environment?
No, I think the building was old. Because this place, you know what I mean, same promoters, same people putting on the show. This place was lit up like the 4th of July. You could walk in there, you could see everything. It made it bound because you could see everything on the tables. There wasn't really shadows casting, you know what I mean, because they had the fluorescent lights coming from up top. So even though like even in here, everybody, mostly people have worked in an office, so you understand like that little bit of shadow those fluorescent lights cast is nothing compared to like a, one little single bulb, you know what I mean, type of deal.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so that's kind of how it is. Like it's a better, nicer, newer building that they're in, and even the whole location is in an industrial area. You know what I mean? So it has paved parking, and then they put it on Sundays at 5. Well, most businesses, even if you are open at Sundays, you're closed by 5 or 2. I think it starts, but you're closed.
Smoke
by 2.
weed every day.
Oh motherfuck, he's on it. I love that shit. Happy motherfucking 420, everybody.
That's right.
Speaking of weed, I love weed.
I hope you're out there. Weed? I can't believe it.
I love weed. I know you can't, huh?
No.
I hope everybody's out there fucking sparking one up for me right now.
I thought that was the end of the sentence. I hope everybody's out there fucking.
Yeah. Now, I hope you're out there fucking too.
Right.
Fucking then roll one up. If you're fucking on 420, I'm more envious of you if I was, than somebody smoking a bowl. That's for sure.
Right.
Sparked Interest chimed in and he said a fire marshal would have a field day at any sesh. He's completely right. They're so lucky that fire marshals don't show up because they would be shut the fuck down. Any sesh. It's regardless because, again, the flow is not really right. They have like crammed areas and stuff like that when fire marshal would just go nuts. Everybody stands in the hallways, which if you're listening and you stand in the fucking hallways, get the fuck out of the hallway. Like, you don't need to stand there. Go find somewhere else. Go outside. They always, yeah, and he also chimed in and said they always try to stuff too many vendors in one spot. And that's one thing I wanted to bring up too is like, we need quality vendors at these sessions, not just any vendor that wants to be there. We need to start regulating the vendors that can be there. You know what I mean? If you need to like seriously like have a hold a competition like, okay, well fuck it, if you come one week and you don't do good enough, then you're not allowed to come back the next week because that spot needs to be given to somebody that's going to do good. And I'm not necessarily trying to be a dick about things, but this industry is changing and this industry needs to go to a better and higher level. And if you're not able to raise the bar and get to that higher level, well then honestly, you're going to be kicked out of this industry sooner or later. So you might as well just start doing it now while you can do something. There's not, all this rush because people are leaving the fucking cannabis industry having to go somewhere else. And or find a different thing to do in the cannabis industry, because I see several people that don't have lines at their booths, and they're good people. They grow good medicine, but they're just not the type of people that, you don't come and set up an elaborate booth or have somebody there. Like, there's no showmanship to it, right? And like when you're at a sesh and you're trying to sit there and sell, you have to have a certain type of showmanship, and you have to be out there and like be in people's face and, get it done. And there's some people that don't. They just kind of sit back and wait for you to come up to their table. Well, that's all good, but those people need to, spark it up. These festivals need to have more going. And I think the promoters need to, get on the people coming and tell them, hey, like, you want to sell, we want you to sell because we want you to come back. We want people to know about your products. And so get them up and get them going. It's not just Blacklist. It's not just Taco Sesh or Saturday, which is the same people, I believe, or Underground. I mean, all of these people need to start controlling the vendors that show up, because it's better to not have a vendor there and spread out your event a little bit and not have crammed areas than to have that one vendor there that's not even going to sell anything and get a bad taste in his mouth anyways. It's better to be like, hey, you know what, man, I don't know if you'd be a good fit, or hey, you know what, your product isn't up to quality and isn't up to par. If they get pissed off, well, that's too bad on them. They need to make a better quality product. Obviously, everybody else being allowed at the sesh is able to make that quality product, so why can't they? And people are getting mad at that comment, but I honestly don't give a fuck.
What is it to get mad at, though? Just telling them how it is and they don't want to believe it?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is, you know what I mean? There's really good companies that go to these sessions, and sometimes I see really good people that don't have lines, you know what I mean? And that's a shame, but then, like I said, that's their showmanship. They're just kind of sitting back there like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to wait for people to come. Like, you can't do that, you know what I mean? Like, if that's your business, then... I mean, no, business doesn't run at the speed of you. It runs at the speed of money, and the speed of money never stops and never sleeps and always hustles.
Always hustles.
So if you're not running at that fucking speed, then you're not going to be able to be in it. You know what I mean? So that's just the thing. I think that they should regulate the vendors that are allowed to be there. Fuck, dude, just for the patient's sake, for your sake, to have a little bit more room. You know what I mean? Like, I know, yeah, sure, you get $1,000 for a table or $500 a table, whatever the fuck it is that, that people have to spend to get one of the tables at the sessions. It's actually not very much. But, you guys are, just because you want that money is kind of wrong. Like, don't take the guy's money just because you're taking it and he's not going to recoup his product. He's not going to make his money's worth. It doesn't, if your table is $300 that you're selling and then the guy only comes and makes $400 for the whole entire night, that's not worth shit, because his time was worth more than that $100 that he just profited from the whole entire thing. And it would be better if you just had, the people with quality product. And I understand you're trying to give people a chance and this and that, but let's face it, that is not where our industry is at. If you are not willing to step up and make a good product and put your heart into this hustle, then you are not willing to be in this industry. If you want to go and buy your product from somebody else and then, be essentially a middleman company, what the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, that's why people don't go up to their booths and shit like that, because they have bad wax, because they had to buy it at a low price so they can be able to flip it, and make enough money off of it and shit like that.
Everybody wants to outsource, though. I mean, America's known for that outsourcing.
Yeah, but
that's the same concept, though?
Yeah, it is. But in the cannabis industry, that's getting real hard to do, because people want a good, even if they make crappy product, they're wanting an okay price for it. And if you pay an okay price for it, then you have to turn it in order to make money. You know what I mean? It just, it doesn't work, And with the quality becoming better, it's going to cut out a lot of those middlemen. It's going to cut out a lot of those outsourcing companies, because they're not going to be able to, the margins are going to be too small. They're not going to be able to operate. And which is good, because I don't want those companies in. I don't want the people that are just kind of in here for money. I want the people that are in here for, the actual plant itself. It's a shame that money is driving this industry, and it is $1 billion industry, because people are really starting to get and forget really quickly that this plant is a healing product, and that's what brought it all to the forefront in the first place. But people are like, oh, yeah, it's money, man. We need to get off of that. We need to get on quality and then bring it back to the fact that it's medicine and it's really still going to help fucking people. And now even people with it going recreational are still going to get help from this product because they're going to start feeling better and be like, oh, man, I didn't even know I felt bad. You know what I mean? But they're going to be able to start smoking cannabis and not get in trouble for it and start feeling better because their health is going to improve because they're going to have CBDs and all this better stuff in their body. You know, and the quality is going to be good. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. I think people are being blinded by the money, but hopefully eventually they start seeing the fact that, you know, this was really here because of medicine. And we can't lose that fact.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a shame if we see the medical part of this all go away in California. Because that's what it drove our industry for years. That's what made it an industry. That's what took it from being a black market to a full-on industry. And we can't. I hope we really don't lose that part of it. You know, we'll see. We'll see where they go and how hard they make it, and what regulations they actually put into place. Because they're not even done putting the regulations in place for all this. You know, I was talking to somebody last night at Blacklist about all this, and they said, oh, well, why are they going to have to stop doing seshes? They can still do it for medical purposes. And I was like, yeah, but they're making it harder to get your rec. And she was like, well, we'll see. We'll see what they can do. And I'm like, well, and I started telling her, like, they're going to make it so doctors can't Skype. And so you have to have actual medical paperwork in order to get a recommendation and stuff like you were supposed to now, but it kind of gets overlooked. All that stuff is going to become more stringent, or so they say. And if that happens, then it's going to be more difficult to get a rec. You won't have as many people having them, so automatically the festivals are going to have less people going to them. And if they have less people going to them, people aren't going to want to, that's just less money for those vendors that are paying big money to be at these things. And so we'll see where the sessions go. I hope everybody figure out how to operate legally. And if we do figure out how to operate legally, I think it's going to be an awesome thing. We might have to turn them into music festivals, which wouldn't be a bad idea.
They already have, what is it? That smoke one.
Smoke out?
Smoke out, that's the one.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can't go there and sell marijuana.
Yeah, but they do that shit, though. That's where I get all mine.
That's where you get all yours? Calling out everybody right now?
Right? No. I don't smoke that shit.
You will.
Oh, I will. I will, huh?
Uh-huh, because we're going to trick your ass to walking in this fucking studio one day. You know it. You don't want to, but we're going to trick your ass to get in. You
going to trick me?
Fuck yeah, we are.
Oh, is it hot in there? Is it hot in there? You need me to turn on the fan?
Oh, it feels good.
Oh, there you go.
Feels good right now.
About damn time.
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till you're very unsuspecting, and then I'm gonna have somebody call you in here. And the second you step foot in here, you're gonna be fucked.
You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to trick me, man.
How early in the morning you wake up? I wake up at like 6:30 every day.
6:30. I'm going to bed at like 6:30.
Going to bed at like 6:30.
Yeah.
Man, I know that's a lie.
No, it's not a lie.
You know what? No, you're right, because they have some 24-hour strip clubs. You're right.
Right. Wait, do they have a 24-hour strip club?
You just got super happy.
Yeah, you're right. I'm all excited. Man, that shit always closes at 3 o'clock, damn it.
At 3 o'clock, he even knows. I don't even know.
I know
man.
the time.
I've been to strip clubs 2 times in my life, and both times, by the time I walked in, I was so fucked up, I didn't even care where I was.
Oh, yeah, you got to go visit Cookie, man. She's a good friend of mine, Cookie.
I'm all good, bro.
You sure?
I'm all good.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you over to Cookie. I'll tell her.
No, dude, one of my best friends is a stripper, and she tells me all the shit that happens in those places, and I'm like, man, it's good. I'm good. I'll stay the fuck away.
Yeah, it's good times, dude. Good times.
Nah, I'm good about that.
And if it's a 24-hour strip club, though, you let me know.
Vegas?
Right? Oh, well, shit. We've all been to those ones.
Nope.
You never been to a Vegas one?
Nope. Both strip clubs I've ever been to have been in SD.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
I've never fucking... Dude, I have no desire to go to a fucking strip club. Is that weird?
No, it's not. It's not about desire. I think it's just the only time I've ever gone to a strip club is we didn't know what else to do. It was just, what the fuck are you gonna do? It's late. Stop selling alcohol already, so fucking let's go to strip club.
Oh, see.
Yeah, we don't ever go to strip club until like after 2 o'clock.
I can say this because statute of limitations is passed. When I used to party, I did way too much yayo.
Yeah, yo.
You know what I mean? And so by that time, dude, I was already so yacked the fuck out. I was like, fuck, I can't sit in a strip club. You are kidding me. Sitting is the last fucking thing I wanted to do.
You don't have to sit. You can, you could give the lap dances. You can get on the stage if you want.
Bullshit, they try to kick you off. My homie did that shit.
Right? They do. They're on that shit real
dude.
quick.
Hey, dude, they went to go kick my homie off, and we knew the owner. The owner had to come out and be like, no, leave him alone.
No shit.
Yeah, dude, because fuck, he jumped up there and fucking started getting down. He was spinning on that fucking pole. His shirt came off. I don't know how he got that button-off shirt. He got his button-up shirt off so fucking fast. I don't even know how he did it.
Nah, that's one of those pullaways, man.
Man, he was quick about it. It wasn't his first time taking that shirt off that quick. I
Right.
can tell you that. He had practice
Shit.
many times.
And maybe he was a Chippendale.
Hey, fuck, man. More power to him.
Right?
More power to him. He's making that fucking money.
Hey, we have one of the guys here, one of the hosts here at Kaotic used to be a stripper.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
You blow my mind all the time, dude. There's some weird motherfuckers that have shows here.
Right? Yeah. He used to have a stripper. I mean, he used to be a stripper. Yeah, it's good times.
It's good times. What show is that? So my viewers can check that out too.
Rantaholics, Wednesdays from 6 to 8 p.m.
I've seen that fool.
Yeah. He used to be a stripper.
That's fucking
And
hilarious.
he talks about it. He talks about it all the time. So it's not like I'm going behind his back. He talks about this shit on the radio.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does his thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to money and cannabis, bro.
Back to cannabis. Let's do it.
All right, so money's pretty much going to drive this industry for the next, however long it fucking is around, because that's what made it legal, and that sucks. Like I said, I really hope people don't lose sight of the fact that this was a healing plant. That's where we came from, and that's what's kind of driven all of this research and driven this whole entire push, is the fact that it was a healing plant, and that was our entire fight behind it. Basically, was, hey, this plant helps. So if we lose sight of that, then we're losing sight of where we really came from, and that's fucked up, because a lot of people gave a lot. There's a lot of people in jail still because they were fighting, for the legalization of cannabis. And we can't forget those people, and we can't forget what they did. Because, I mean, like I said, there's still guys sitting in federal pen and in state pen. Because...
For selling or for using?
Both.
For both?
Yeah. I mean, there's a guy that owned G3 Holistic in Upland. He's still in jail, I think. And, yeah, man, he got popped. He got put in jail for like 10 years in the federal pen. He might be out now. I'm not sure. But, yeah, dude, it's ridiculous, man. They've been put in there for days and days and days. And it's just like, they're still in there. Now it's legal. And now some people are in jail for what's legal. You know what I mean? Where some of those people were actually just trying to say, heal themselves and just trying to have medicine, and they were put in jail for growing plants and trying to grow plants for other people that couldn't grow. Trying to grow good medicine for people that didn't know how to grow good medicine. But, they're still sitting in jail for it, and it's fucked up, and I think they need to be let out, and not retried, because they've paid their debt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
now, once something becomes legal, doesn't all the charges go out the window, or they just have to still do their time? Is that what's happening then?
no, I don't know, man. Like, I don't really understand. I'll admit, I don't really understand that part of the law, because it says, like, people are going to get retried.
Okay, yeah, what does that mean?
Under the new, yeah, what does that exactly mean? That's what I want to know. I need to like get with a lawyer on that one. Again, like, I've been reading through this law. It's pretty back and forth on some stuff, and a lot of things aren't clear, and one thing contradicts another thing, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I read one thing, and then somebody read one thing, and they go, oh, yeah, well, it says this. And I'm like, yeah, well, it says this. I'm like, yeah, well, actually, it says fucking both things.
Yeah, that's legal talk right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and that's exactly it. That's legal talk. So one person can have an argument, and the other person can also have a fucking argument.
And they're both right, but they don't know they're both right.
Right, and that's why I looked at her eventually and was like, no, look, it says both things. We're both quoting the law and what it says, but they're allowing, I don't know why they put shit in there. I guess it is to allow people to follow what they want, right? Then one county can be like, no, I want to follow this part of it. And the other county can be like, well, I want to fucking follow this part of it.
Well, let me tell you an example. I'll give you an example. There's a law written for insurance. It's an insurance policy, right? And in the book, when I was studying years ago, it was basically it was like, you cannot do this, illegal, blah 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 blah. Went on for like 3 paragraphs talking about how you cannot do it. It's illegal. You lose your license. You go to jail. All this stuff. The next paragraph, the first sentence is, if you do it, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
I kid you not. That's an insurance book.
If you want to do it,
Yeah.
this is how you do it.
Exactly. It's bullshit.
Yeah, and that's, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. So one person's saying you can't do it, and he's right. And the other person says, yeah, you can do it. This is how you do it. And he's right. And they're both arguing, and they don't realize that they're both arguing the exact same fucking point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why we have lawyers, right?
Right? Yeah, but I don't trust lawyers.
You remember that there's a Simpson episode where Marge looks up and goes, "What would the world be like without lawyers?" And everybody starts picturing, and everybody has the same exact picture, and everybody's holding hands, and it's fucking unicorns and rainbows.
That's how it would be.
And I'm like, man, that is the fucking truth, though. Like, without this double back talk bullshit, like, it is what it is. But no, but it is this as well. And man, fuck you.
No, Simpson had a good point. Think about it. If you didn't think in your head that you could sue somebody, would you let it go? Fuck yeah, you'd let it go because you're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Right? And then you'd be all happy, rainbows and skipping and all that shit.
And skipping?
Yeah, you'd be skipping. You'd be having a good old day.
I like that.
Right? Like, there was a lawsuit a few years back where there was a fat guy trying to sue McDonald's for making him fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted him to win so bad. You don't even know, dude. If he would have won, I would have sued everybody for making me a lazy fuck.
But that's how fucked up our system is.
Yeah, I wanted him to win, though, man. Sadly, he didn't.
No, he didn't win because he made a conscious decision to buy it.
No, I know, but I would have sued the cable company for making me a couch potato. I would have sued the internet for having me a porn addiction. I would have sued every fucking buddy.
A porn addiction. You're going to blame your right fucking hand, your medulla oblongata for
If
that.
he could sue McDonald's for making him fat, I could sue the internet for giving me access to porn.
Who are you going to... You know who invented the internet, right?
Yeah, a bunch of horny nerds that wanted to send pictures to each other.
Bullshit. Of all people in the world, you should know who
it
invented
was Al Gore, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, he said he invented the internet.
It was fucking DARPA.
DARPA? Who the fuck is DARPA?
You don't know who DARPA is?
You have to refresh me.
DARPA is it stands for something. I don't know exactly what it stands for, right? But it's like a development part of the military, and they're the ones that, like, you know, Skunk Works and all that shit. They work under DARPA, and that's who developed Stealth Bomber and the internet and all that kind of bullshit.
Okay, so they invented the internet, but the internet was around many, many, many years before it came to consumers.
Right, it was military.
Yeah, it was military. Well,
Yeah.
NASA is also military, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all invented by DARPA. You
I
know?
believe it.
And now we all use it to sell cannabis.
You sell the cannabis. But I'm telling you, I mean, but my point still stands, though, is if he can sue somebody for his own doing and his own choices, why couldn't I do the same thing?
Well, because that would be like suing a marijuana dispensary for making you lazy because you only buy indica.
Okay,
when you had the choice to buy sativa.
That's why I wanted him to win the lawsuit.
Why?
Because I would have sued the cable company for making me.
But see, he had the choice to walk into McDonald's and buy a salad, not the fucking Big Mac. And that's what they made the point of, is that he made a conscious decision to walk in and do what he did. There are healthy options to buy, and he chose not to buy them. So McDonald's didn't make him fat. His own fucking conscious decision.
No, McDonald's did, damn it. Don't tell me, McDonald's made me fat.
What McDonald's is guilty of is serving shitty food. If he would have sued McDonald's and said, you serve really shitty food, and won that battle, I would have totally agreed with it. But the fact that it made him fat, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted him to win, man, because they would have opened up a whole shitload of lawsuits, and I would have been part of it.
That's why he didn't win.
I know. I'm sad.
But think about that, dude. We have frivolous lawsuits like that happening in the marijuana industry.
Well, what's the lawsuit going on right now? I just heard about it today, coming here, on the way here.
I don't know. You tell me you heard about it.
Someone is suing Twitter because someone blocked her.
So
And the lawsuit, but the lawsuit is they blocked her, and it's against her First Amendment right. because they blocked her and now she can't talk to them.
No, because you sign you agree to a rights, was it policy and procedures when you sign up with Twitter?
Yeah, but they took the lawsuit. The lawyers took the lawsuit.
Of course they took the lawsuit. It's fucking press. The lawyers get paid no matter what. They don't care about the fucking what it is.
I know. Which means if she wins, that'll open up a whole new shitload of lawsuits.
She won't win.
You don't think so?
No. Because at that point, okay, look at it. At that point, you have somebody like Mark Zuckerberg is going to get into it because you can block people on Facebook and you can block people on Instagram. So if they're gonna take away the right to block people on Twitter, they're also gonna have to take away the right to block people on Instagram and fucking Facebook. And it's not their right because it's not their service.
No, I understand. I agree with you 100%. I understand, but they bow to the court of public opinion. You know that's true.
Yeah, but public opinion is people want to be blocked. People want to be able to block people.
People
I can
do.
guarantee you.
No, I
90% of the people that are on social media want to be able to block people that they don't want seeing their profiles. Those crappy profiles that get made for no reason.
Yeah, but don't even get me started on that bullshit.
How many people out there have weed profiles that get free bong fucking Instagrams and get 10 of them that follow you a day?
Yeah,
you know what I
true.
mean? Like, I'm sure everybody that has a weed Instagram or fucking anybody that's any sort of fucking has more than 100 followers, I'm sure gets these free bongs or this or that, like, and you can tell they're just shit ones. They got 4 fucking posts. They've all been put up in the last hour, and it's just some bot sitting there running it. Like, it's just bullshit.
That's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit. And then it takes away from people like me that are actually trying to build my fucking Instagram following and all that for real. You know what I mean? Not trying to pay for it, not trying to do anything like that. Just really trying to fucking hustle and get my name out there as much as possible, and get the fact that I'm trying to, educate people and trying to spread a good message about cannabis and tell people that, like, we need to educate ourselves and band together.
Well, that's the long game. They're looking at the short game.
That's the wrong thing.
Yeah, I know. But to get to the long game, yeah, it's hard as shit in the beginning. It's hard as hell.
And a lot of people aren't willing to go through that. They aren't willing to wade the waters, you know what I mean? And, and put in the work. And we'll see who's here next year, really.
Yeah, well, that's why play to win games are so fucking popular, because nobody wants to put the time in to play the game. They just want to pay the money and win the game.
What are you talking about?
Every app that you've ever downloaded, video game, whatever the case may be, you pay the money, you get the coins, you get the gems, whatever the fuck they want to call them.
Oh, yeah.
And then you
Clash of Clans,
all that shit. It's all. Nobody wants to do the end game. Nobody wants to do put the work in. They just want to pay for it and get it done. Friend of mine, I know, he already spent shit last year. He already spent into $2,000 into one game. I'm sure it's well over that now. But that's it. He don't care. He just wants to beat the game. So every time there's a new update, he'll spend another $1,000 just to win the game.
For instant gratification.
Instant gratification. That's what it is.
That's so sad. Yeah. That is what has destroyed our world, and I'm gonna watch it destroy my fucking industry, and that sucks. Hey, all right. Hey, sparked interest. If you are happen to be by a Jack in the Box, or you happen to get some food, I'm fucking hungry. So if you could bring me some food, because I know you're on your way here.
We'd like some
appreciate
munchy meals.
Yeah, for sure. I got money for you too when you get here.
Yeah, I got. Soon I'll have $20 in my pocket, so I'll have money for you too.
Apparently, I have money for both of our food.
There you go. One munchy meal, please.
Because that's how it fucking happens. Yeah, munchy meal, whatever, bro. If you are able to stop by a place to get some food for me, that'd be dope. We will be back here in a few minutes on the Cannabis Council, chaoticradio.com. Hope you guys stick with us. I know you will, because all you motherfuckers love me just as much as I love you. By the way, if you guys ever see me out at a sesh or fucking walking around or something, please walk up, say hi. Fuck, I'd love to talk some shit with you, take a dab with you, whatever. It's just, it's all about the love, all about the love. Fucking Snoop Dogg in the background. I love that shit. All right. We're going to a motherfucking break. I'm going to get a little bit of a snack. Everybody stick with us right here on the Cannabis Council. We'll be right back. everybody. So today we're finishing up on talking about what makes a good sesh. Kind of went over all that already, and now we're in kind of where the money's going to go, and how it kind of screwed up. I think our industry is going to get here in a little while because people they're already starting to sue. I know the Jungle Boys had a suit brought against them for things that they were doing because some big corporation that owns another collective was trying to come after them and just trying to, hit them from every angle in a sense. So they had, trying to just cause problems for them. And it was, it just fucked up because they do a good thing, and they do a good thing for their patients and do a lot of good things for the industry. And for somebody that has never really been in the industry and just had a bunch of money to come in and start trying to bully us around is kind of fucked up. But that's exactly what's going to happen. As Mike and I were talking about earlier, that there's frivolous lawsuits that have happened here in the United States before. Those are going to continue to happen, and now we're going to see them in the weed industry, and we're going to really think they're ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because it's like nobody's ever really been sued in the weed industry for operating. You've been sued for maybe copyright infringement or something like that, but really just because you're operating is nobody's ever really been sued for that reason. And I think that's about to happen. Never, of course, that's not going to be the reason on paper just because they're in business, but that's how normal business is done. You know what I mean? In radio stations, some stations try to sue other ones in order to tie them up with so much legal battle that they can't operate. So all the ratings go to the other radio station. It happens with big corporations like Disney, and they buy up everybody, and that's just how corporation world works, right? And so now we're gonna see that shit in the cannabis industry, and it's like, what the fuck? This really sucks because people are doing good things. And these people that want to do bad things and are just in it for the money are going to be able to come in and shut everybody down. And so that's really why I think that we need to band together. No hate. You know what I mean? I understand you might not like something that somebody else does or whatnot, but that's not a reason to hate on them. Just, they're doing their thing, and they're doing something in this industry that maybe you didn't see a niche, or maybe you don't agree with. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with in the industry, but because I have a radio show and because I'm trying to educate people, I still expose them to that part of the industry. I give my opinion on it, and I say, what I like or don't like, but I still expose them to that industry in order, that side of it, in order to tell people that this is what's going on. But, whatever. People are going to hate, and people are going to do their thing, and that's what they can do. I really don't dig on it, but you can come on my show, you can talk shit, you can do whatever you want, and I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna have fun with you, but I don't always agree with everything that's even said here on the Cannabis Council. I just think that it needs to be said. People have their opinions, and whether you agree with them or disagree with them, whatever. But a lot of things are going to be coming into this industry, like money. A lot more money is going to be brought to the surface. Not saying it always hasn't been here, but now it'll be brought up to the surface. So with that happening, like I said, a lot more frivolous lawsuits. It's sad that this industry is being driven by money and not by really the actual plant itself, because the plant is awesome. That's why everybody got into this, right? Nobody would be here if this plant sucked. We're here because of the plant. We're here because of flower, most of all, and I think we're gonna lose that for a little bit. Well, we did lose it actually, and I think now it's coming back with 64. I think the whole flower game actually has been coming back. I see flower prices are on the rise, which is really dope. Mike, you used to buy weed, right?
Buy?
Yeah.
No, I never bought. Just been around it.
Just been around it.
Yeah.
All right. So since we're on the whole money aspect of this, right? Pounds of weed are gone up in price.
Okay, I believe it.
And yeah. It's kind of cool, right? Because I think the growers are noticing something, and they're like, "Hey, check it out. Weed, or a unit is gonna cost us a lot more to process and a lot more to deal with nowadays. Because once 64 goes through, they're gonna have to go and process everything and package everything and all that kind of BS, right?
Okay.
And so it's going to cost them more. So the price of cannabis has actually gone up. And with the price of cannabis going up, the growers are starting to make a lot more of their bottom line back, right? And that needs to happen because they're going to have to start paying for packaging and all that kind of BS. And I want a lot of these growers that are around right now to stay around, or at least to get jobs with the bigger companies that are coming in. Because let's face it, that's what's going to happen, right? A lot of bigger companies are going to come in and hire these growers to start growing all their bud for them. And we're going to have some really good bud out there. And I hope that's what happens. I hope a lot of these growers don't leave and don't, get scared away and shy from growing for some big corporation. Because, that's what we're coming down to. So don't get shy for growing for them. Just make sure that the people you're going to go grow for are going to do something correctly, and they're not trying to shove everybody out, which is going to happen, I guess.
But how can you tell the difference?
Well, I guess you really can't, when it comes down to it.
Yeah, see, that's why people get away with a lot of things. That's why the scammers are so fucking popular.
Yeah, there's a lot of scammers, bro.
Yep.
But, I've been seeing that in the cannabis world, too, a lot of scammers on the flower. I went and looked at a lot of flower last night, and I don't buy anything. You know what I mean? I just don't. I'm not going to spend my money on buying a flower. I have, my sponsor and stuff. He hooks it up. But I'm saddened sometimes by the things I see when it grows. Some people show me something like, oh, this is bomb, and you can tell like it just wasn't cured correctly. It just, it still smells green. It still smells ultra piney. Like there's a good pine smell supposed to come through it, but sometimes some shit's just super ultra piney, and I don't like that shit. And they'll have like one or two good things out on their table, but they have 10 strains out altogether. And that's just kind of a bummer. Like, don't put something out there that's not good just because you need to make money on it. And that's where I've seen this industry grow. Like I've said this many times, you don't have to sell weed. Weed should sell itself. You don't have to sell this cannabis product. Like if you have a good product, people will just come up and buy it from you, Jungle Boys stay in business because they make a good product, not because of their fucking marketing. You know what I mean? It's because everybody knows they control 100 fucking strains that are amazing. So that's why people fucking keep buying it.
Marketing is important, though.
Marketing is important, right? But, marketing with no value is shit.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Everybody knows Walmart sucks.
I love Walmart.
See, everybody loves Walmart, but you all know it sucks.
Yeah, but their prices are pretty damn good.
Right. But, it's like Tommy Boy. All you just buying a guaranteed piece of shit.
He made Tommy Boy references and shit.
Fuck yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, right? That movie's awesome.
The fucking glue fairy, right? Wasn't that the one? The glue fairy. Build a model airplane, says the fairy. Well, fuck, man. Like, that's what these, motherfuckers are starting to tell people. Build a model airplane with my crappy-ass fucking weed and get high off of this shit. It sucks.
See how it works out for you, yeah.
There's other things to do, and a lot of greed has been taking over this business. And like I said, it's sad that it's becoming a money-driven business. Because don't get me wrong, money has always driven this business, but people want a good product because there wasn't, a lot of it out there. And so when you looked for it, you wanted to find some good shit. And bad shit was always fucking priced at bad shit prices. Now you have bad shit getting priced at good shit prices, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, we can have that.
No, dude, it's like buying a good fucking IPA for $9 a bottle. You know what I mean? You're going to pay it. Would you pay $9 a bottle for Bud Light?
Probably not. Hell no.
No. But there's a lot of... But don't get me wrong. Bud Light has its place, but Bud Light needs to have its price as well.
Yeah, but it depends if you at the club or something that's like $9 a bottle.
Well, that's time and place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not how it is in the marijuana industry. I don't think it'll ever be like that, honestly. I'll never think it'll go up because you're in like a say like there's a hash dab bar and all of a sudden it's $25 a gram because you're out the dab bar. I don't think that's ever gonna fly.
Maybe. People.
Well, $25. $25 a gram is relatively cheap, but you know what I'm saying? Like if the normal price is fucking $20 a gram, and then they're trying to charge $25 a gram or $30 a gram for that same gram because they're at the hash bar, that place isn't going to be in business very long.
Yeah, but see, people will pay anything for convenience, which means if they're already there, they're going to pay it.
But most of those places are also going to be selling it.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, and that's the thing there is that if they're already a retail shop, so they're going to have a retail shop right there, and the retail is going to be $20, and then you're just going to go to the dab bar and dab it. So that's why I think that kind of markup is going to be hard to do in the cannabis industry. You feel me? Like the bar markup, I don't think that'll really happen in our industry because we're already beginning paying fucking assloads of tax on it. I mean, 40 fucking % tax. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. You take a $10 fucking gram, add 40% tax, it's now $14. You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't gonna fucking pay an extra couple of dollars for you to fucking for a convenient. They're gonna see, like, you know, people are cheap in this fucking world. They're gonna go down the street and get their shit for the $14 that they're supposed to pay for it.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of people, yes, a lot of people. But then again, we go back to that whole play to win. People want it now, so they'll pay.
No, I get you, dude. But there's also people in this industry. Motherfuckers drive like across town and pass 3 or 4 collectives in order to get the fucking $10 gram of fire, and pass all the places. You know what I mean? And pass all the places that sell it for 15, even though they're more convenient, because they only got 20 in their pocket. They can buy a $10 gram, a blunt wrap, and still eat with $20.
That's true. People do the same thing with gasoline. They'll literally pass all the gasoline stations just to go find the one that's the cheapest, and you done spent 4 or 5 gallons just to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, there's a really cheap place off of Limonite now. Dude, I run 91, and I paid $2.89, bro.
Real? $2.89?
For 91.
I just bought 87 for $3.14 just yesterday.
That's all I'm fucking saying, bro.
What the hell?
I'm driving by there today.
Right? You're going to pick me up some, too.
Yeah, dude, they're cheap as fuck. I saw it on my way to my kid's house. I was like, what? I didn't even need gas.
Right?
I was like, fuck, I'm putting gas in anyways. And it's a good gas station, not one of them knockoff ones. They don't pay me, so I'm not going to say their name. But if you drive down Limonite, which is a big-ass street, there is a really cheap gas station. And I'm not fucking with you. It's in the middle of nowhere, though.
Limonite, yeah, that's a long street, dude.
It's a long street. So people might waste gas looking for it. But honestly, at fucking $2.69 a gallon for regular, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, oh yeah, hell yeah.
Dude, that's a price I remember paying in high school.
Well, I don't know if you remember back in, I don't even know what year it was, but gas was at 99 cents. And it wasn't that long ago.
Oh, no, when I started driving, gas was like 95 cents.
What year was that?
It was in legally?
Well, yeah, stick with legal, yeah.
Legally, I don't know, 2001.
2000? Yeah, and gas was 95 cents.
That's when I started. No, but when I really started driving, I was 14, so it was more like 98 or 97, and so fuck yeah, dude.
Well,
gas was cheap.
But in the early 2000s, there was a whole epidemic thing. Gas was so cheap, and everybody was buying it up, and it went down all the way to 89 cents. I don't know if you remember.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Gas did go down real far.
Went down hella far.
But the thing about gas doesn't keep.
No, of course not.
So that it didn't, people were buying up gas, buying hundreds of gallons of gas, thinking, oh, I'm gonna use. You had to use that shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I got a buddy actually that runs off of ethanol, right? And so what he'll do is he buys 55-gallon drums of ethanol, and he keeps it at home. And he's got one of those little ghetto gas rigs or whatever things at home, and fucking dude. Yeah, it's the cheapest thing ever because he'll buy an entire gallon for like $200, bro.
No shit.
Yeah, it's 55 fucking gallons. It's insane how cheap he gets it because he's buying it in bulk. And then you realize like how much money the gas stations actually make.
Yeah, they make a lot of money, but yeah, they're buying it in hundreds and hundreds of gallons, tons. They're buying it in tons.
Right, they're buying it at $1 a gallon.
Yeah.
And selling it to you for $3 a gallon.
And that's how economics works.
And that is exactly what's about to happen in the cannabis world.
Supply
and
and demand.
I only talked about all of that right now so I could relate and say that one sentence. And so all of you could relate the fact that that is exactly what's going to happen in this world.
So what you're saying is buy your weed in bulk, correct?
Yeah, because actually you can get your weed to keep longer than gas.
Can you?
Yeah.
How long does cannabis last?
No, you can get it to last about 8-9 months.
Really, that long?
Yeah.
What if you freeze it or petrify it or whatever?
It's about 8-9 months.
Still, even
Yeah, you don't want any longer than that.
So then that one has been sitting in my drawer for 8 years is no good no more?
No, but if you do smoke it, please send me a video. I have smoked a really old joint before, and it was horrible, bro.
It's no good?
It was no good at all.
Well, shit, I'll bring it to you.
No way.
We'll talk about it. You said you want to do it, make a video.
We're
going viral in this
I said I wanted you to do it and make a video.
I'll make a video.
So, well, no. See, now I'm scared because you just said I'll make a video. You were not specific on what type of video.
You caught that, did you?
Yeah, I did. I don't want to see no snuff film.
No, you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I thought those were illegal.
Are they?
Yeah, because they snuff people out in them, bro.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're illegal in to the public.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This man roams the dark web, and now I know what he looks at.
Hey, what you know about the dark web?
Only what you tell me, and so far I'm scared.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous place. If you do not know your way around it, the feds will be knocking at your door.
Is that for real?
That's no joke.
Really?
You do not access the dark net. Number one, you can't. It's almost impossible to do unless you know how to do it. And if you do, they will find you.
What is the dark web?
Dark web, I don't even know how to explain it in common terms, is basically where all information is stored and all the CIA uses it. The FBI uses it. It's all that kind of information.
Okay.
That's why the public has no access to it. But if you follow certain hacker groups, they have access to it.
That's where all our information is, right?
Yeah, all of our information.
Our whole lives are on the dark web.
Everything is on there. And next time somebody fucking tells me that their fucking Facebook page is private, I'm gonna tell you shut the fuck up. Because I find your information on the dark net.
All right, well, I'm going to call his bluff. Hey, guess what? My Facebook page is private.
Is it private?
Yeah.
So you believe it's private?
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you.
I'm going to call his bluff right now.
Let me ask you a question. Ready?
Yeah.
Do you believe that the internet is private?
Fuck no.
Okay. Do you believe that anything on the internet is private?
Fuck no.
Is Facebook on the internet?
Yeah.
Okay, then shut the fuck up.
No, I know it ain't private, bro. It's private to motherfuckers using the Facebook app. It ain't private to somebody that actually knows what they doing.
No, yeah. And it's not even that hard. I mean, they got apps to bypass shit now, dude.
Yeah, I saw that,
hard.
dude. Code breaker apps. They fucking giving them away for free now.
Yeah. It's so easy. It's unbelievable.
We need they're starting to make a lot more apps for marijuana, which is cool. A lot of people are trying to come out and compete with weed maps, which I think is an awesome idea. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I think it's a great idea. Do you know what weed maps is, Mike?
It's locations of dispensaries, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just dispensaries anymore. Dispensaries, doctor's office, delivery services. Now they have featured products as well. So, people basically that pay money can have their product featured. Now, the one thing I don't like about weed maps is basically it's driven by money. It's just a big corporation and, is what it is, I guess. But because they don't necessarily showcase the best products, they just showcase people that pay for it.
Okay.
So, whatever. They got to make their money. They're in a game. They're in a business. But, so there's more apps and more companies trying to come out to compete with them because, honestly, you're going to need it. You know what I mean? Weed maps can't own the market. You need competition. Or else, just going to be happy with the, services one place gives you. No, you want competition because other places will think of other services and then drive, the industry forward.
Of course.
So I love it. I love that more companies are starting to come out and compete, and they're bringing good, viable products. I love that people are starting to see other parts of this industry that didn't exist before. One thing I really want people to start doing here in California, I really do. I'm going to give you this idea. It's already being fucking done up in fucking Colorado.
Already in Colorado.
Are weed like birthday parties and weed fucking weddings.
The hell is a weed birthday party for like your like 10-year-old?
No,
Weed
dude.
birthday
like,
party?
like for you, right? Or for me. Okay, so because my birthday is
Stoney
at
the Clown?
My
What
birthday's
the
at the end of next month, July 31st, right?
Okay.
We actually have a show on my birthday, which I'm trying to put things together. I want to have a good show. I want to have like cool people on here and like have a fucking good time. And so for like that, like people in the industry where you come in and the drinks there aren't alcoholic, they're all cannabis.
Interesting.
You know, the food there, not all of it, of course, but some of the food there is infused with cannabis. You know, you have joints sitting out so people can sit there and smoke joints. You have dabs sitting out so people can just sit there and take dabs. It's a whole cannabis party instead of having no alcohol whatsoever, just cannabis. You know, and kind of have it a BYOB. So if you want to have alcohol, fine, but you have to provide it yourself.
Bring your own brownies, bring your own whatever.
No, bring your own beer because beer is not provided. Only cannabis is provided.
So BYOC is a different one.
Yeah, you see, if you go to a party with beer, it's BYOC. If you go to a party with cannabis, it's BYOB.
I got you.
So they're starting to have these things, and I think it's fucking awesome. And I really think it would be cool if we started to throw those kind of events here in California. Because, I mean, think about it, dude. We have some of the most beautiful fucking places to throw weddings and to do that stuff. And, I mean, let's face it, when you're high, everything's fucking nicer. Everything's cooler. You know, you're standing on a beach, and you're sitting there at your friend's wedding smoking a joint, and is he saying, I do? Come on.
is that a good thing?
That's fucking dope, right? I got married on the beach. So that's like the first thing
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's so fucking cliche.
Fuck you.
I'm just joking, dude.
It was my idea, too. Fuck you. And in red chucks. What the fuck you got to say?
I was just talking shit, dude.
I know. You ever been married, Mike?
Nah, hell fucking no.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart
I figure
man.
I get married when I'm like 90. I figure my life will be over by then. I just need someone to take care of me.
It's called hospice.
Oh, hospice? Oh, don't even get me started on fucking hospice. Oh, my God. Don't get me fucking started on hospice, goddammit.
I started him on a rant earlier. Now I'm going to start him on a fucking another one. I mean, I only got 2 hours for a show, Mike. I don't know how many of your rants I can take.
I did 16 years in the medical field, dude. I know about hospice, and I know how bullshit hospice is.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I just got word Sparked Interest isn't going to be able to make it. It's all good, my man. He's taking care of his fam.
That's unacceptable, man. We were waiting for munchie meals.
Man, it's all good. He dropped off food for his kid.
Oh, okay, then. It
So,
works out.
You know, he got to do his thing. He's saying he wouldn't even get here till like 5:45.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all good.
So anyway, so at these cannabis birthday parties, they're going to have Pennywise, the clown from It.
Pennywise, that would be funny.
Yeah.
That
Imagine
would
having
be,
that clown at the party. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. You know, I got Cokie the clown from NoFX on my arm.
Do you really?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, no shit.
That's
Look at that.
Cokie.
Hold on right there. Let me switch angles real quick.
Bam.
There you go, right there.
Bam. Cokie the clown.
Cokie the clown.
I can't see it yet. What angle you got going on?
I got the
there?
one right pointing right at it. Hold on.
Oh, see, bam. Cokie
right
the
there.
clown.
Cokie the clown. You'll see it right now.
NoFX fan. For all the NoFX fans out there, I grew up on their music. I love that shit. You know, speaking of my tattoos, I got to shout out Trusted Tattoo out there in Corona, California. My man Trevor hooks up all my tattoos. He's a really good fucking dude. You know, great artwork, man. As you can see right now on YouTube, it is streaming my shit, streaming my fucking artwork I got on my arm. He's doing my arm really nice and slowly, but we're putting some good artwork down on it. My arm's going to be featured in some magazines and shit, so it's going to be pretty dope. You know, we're doing it right. Making sure everything is done right.
You got to do it right.
Yeah. My body's real shitty when it comes to fucking ink.
You can't take for a long time or what?
No, I can, but like when I do take a grip of ink, my body like has a like almost an allergic reaction to it.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And then so like my body, it just kind of freaks out, and then I get sick. I go into shock. It's real weird. So after all my big tattoos, I go home and I get a fever, and I wake up the next day, I feel fine.
Do you do it in stages? Do you do tracing
Nope.
first and then do the coloring, or you
Nope.
all in one day?
All at once.
Oh, yeah, see?
All at
Yeah,
once.
that's rough. That's rough for a body.
Yeah, no, I'd rather get it all done. I ain't about that life and come back to it shit. Fuck that. Unless it's a timing issue, I won't stop.
Yeah, but does your body get to a point where it stops taking ink and just pushes it out?
No, because of the way my tattoo artist works.
Okay.
he is somebody that likes to work real like, and he would rather get the whole piece finished.
Yeah, of course.
His explanation for that is the fact that he has been pretty much tattooed everywhere on his body.
Yeah.
Like he has tattoos everywhere, and so he knows how painful most of the spots are.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he's like, if he's tattooing your ribs, he wants to get your full rib cage done and just do it because he knows once you go through that pain once, you remember it, and then you don't want to go back through it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just kind of how it is. Like I had an ex-girlfriend that I took in there to go get her fucking. She wanted roses to match one side and go to the other, and so she only got like halfway done, and it was a timing issue. But she wanted to keep on sitting there and doing it, and so did he. But he had another appointment coming in or whatever. But yeah, she's like, I'm not looking forward to going and getting that shit redone. I'm like, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah, because once your body becomes, I say, numb to it, if you will.
Oh yeah, totally does.
Then then it helps.
In
But
the
I've seen where you get a tattoo and your body gets to a point where it just won't even take it anymore, and it just push it out. It just pushes it out.
Yeah, well, that's also like that's got to be a big ass piece. Like I've never had that problem. And like I said before, like my tattoo artist works in a different way.
Yeah.
He'll put the stencil down on you and just the lines or whatever. But as he's going, he'll outline a certain portion and then he stops. And because that portion right now, after he's outlined it and shit is all nice and numb, then he goes back and he starts the color.
Okay.
And then he outlines a little bit more and then he continues the color. So like the numbness moves all at once.
Okay, I got you.
He's not one of those dudes that shoots back and forth or does a whole thing. And then as you're up here working and this is numb, then he stops and he goes back and he starts to color down here. And so you feel all kinds of pain.
Yeah.
He just does it all one nice flow. And I love that because, people don't think about that when they're getting a tattoo. They just think about, I'm going to go get a tattoo. Yeah, it's going to be painful. But then when you're getting it, you realize like, oh man, this really hurts.
Well, yeah.
And then it's bouncing back and forth. And the bouncing back and forth hurts the worst because your body's not used to it. And then you're numb, your nerves are all freaking out. So it's like I love the way my boy works because he did 5 hours on my leg, and it was cool.
And it took your body took it, nothing, no problems.
Yeah, no problems. I didn't leach out any ink. I've never had that problem with his work.
But what about with like you said, you get sick after a while?
Yeah,
5 hours.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me, and that's like my immune system though. Like my body will go into shock.
Okay.
And then like it just like gets it sick and like okay, because tattoo's a giant open wound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm spending hours in the chair, none of my tattoos are really small. They all take a few hours to do.
Of course.
And so, my body just kind of goes into shock. That's my immune system, though. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do. It doesn't matter if any tattoo artist or tattooer is going to do that to me. It's happened since the first tattoo I ever got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all depends on the person. Yeah, it depends on the person.
Yeah, and I know that's me. Like, I know right away, like, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get sick. So right when I get done fucking getting a tattoo, I smoke a few bowls real quick and fucking get home, eat something, and lay down because I'm like, this is going to suck for 12 hours.
Right. What about numbing cream?
It's a spray.
Okay.
And yeah, it works, but it only works on somewhere that's already been tattooed. So, like, that works if you do a whole outline. And then you can spray the whole outline and then go back in there and start doing it again. But some tattoo artists like it, some tattoo artists don't. But like the way my boy works, it really doesn't help because, like I said, he works from one stage to another.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work on the open skin that you have there. But you guys, if you're interested in getting some work done, go in there and talk to him. Trust the Tattoo Company, Corona, California, off of River Road. Go in there and talk to Trevor. He's my man. And, I think it's just, they're great artists. Everybody in that shop is a great fucking artist. So I would stop by. The address is 430 River Road, Corona, California. If you want to call the shop, it's 951-280-4465.
Give that number one more time.
The number is 951-280-4465.
All right.
Just so, give them a call. Every artist in there is really badass. Even if their piercer does some really dope shit. And I love the shop. It's real cool. Most of the dudes are 420 friendly. So that's always a good thing. Cannabis Council hangs out there every now and then. We all like to get tattooed.
Cannabis Council.
Well, everybody on the council's got tattoos. You know what I mean? So why not? Why not be friends with a fucking tattoo shop?
Right.
Seems like a good idea to me.
I like it. I like it.
I like it a lot. I
Yep.
like it a massive lot. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, it's coming that time.
It's coming that time. We're gonna get to break here, but ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the show today. A lot of things got screwed up this morning with the guest canceling, and then a few other things got put on hanky panky. But it's all good because we got a dope ass fucking show coming up on Friday. We're gonna have the House brand in, their badass fucking extract company, make some really good shit that got me fucking fucked up last night. And Angel Baby, thank you very much for those cakes because I had the best sleep I ever had last night. She works for the House brand, so shout out House brand, be here on Friday. We're going to get to a break right now. Stick with us here on the Cannabis Council, chaoticradio.com.
She painted her face and then she hit. Purple haze and some chocolate.
Oh, you know who helps us stay high all the time? Is motherfucking Greenery Depot and the OG Busters. You wanted a good fucking delivery service that has some great prices. Look, check out the OG Busters. That's what's up right there. They're the shit. They, come through with that fucking Tata OG. Nothing better than that Tata, bro.
OG.
Dude.
Tatas. Everybody like Tatas.
Dude, everybody likes Tatas, bro. I've been smoking that Tata for like 2 days. That's why I came here and I was all stoned when I got here.
Oh, shit.
Fucking took a bong toke before I left my house. Hour later, I'm still fucking stoned.
Stoned before the Cannabis Council.
I'm still fucking high right now.
Oh, shit.
Stay high all the time. Thanks, Greenery Depot. Shout out. They're our main sponsors, man. I got to really thank them. They came through and I really needed them too. He sees where we're going. You know what I mean? He sees the growth that we're about to have. And so he came through with it, man. I got to thank him very much. Shout out to those guys for always showing the love. Showing love to everybody, bro, including the vets. Like, Donis is a vet himself. And so he's totally down. He helps out vets. He's about to give away 100 clones. I don't know if I was supposed to say that on the air, but whatever.
Oh, shit.
So he's about to go ahead and give away 100 clones at the next little sesh that he's going to do, I think, or here pretty quick. And he wants to give them away to all the vets, and he wants to help out, truly help the veterans and come through with it, because a lot of those guys really need help with the PTSD and all the things that, the hidden ailments that you can't see when they come back from war. And shout out, dude, because I love the vets, and anything I can ever do to help them, and just give me a holler. I'd love to help you guys. If you're having trouble getting meds or something like that, hit me up. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on my cell phone. My number's straight on Instagram. So hit me up, man. We can definitely help you guys out. Any vet I can ever help, I would love to help you. So do not ever hesitate to hit me up, ever. I have 3 Instagrams. You can hit up any one of them, and we will all respond to you at any point in time, because you guys gave so much for us. Least we can do is give a little bit to you guys. So thank you guys. So, Mike.
Yes.
You ready for another rant?
Oh, don't get me started. I
don't know. Should I get you started?
I don't know. What's the topic? I thought we were talking about sessions.
We are talking about sessions.
All right. I don't know nothing about no sessions, so no rant.
But you know about festivals, right?
I know about some festivals.
What is your biggest pet peeve at a festival?
Pricing on the fucking on the vendors.
Pricing on the vendors. That's exactly right.
There you go.
Yes, exactly right. See, the only thing I have a gripe with, and I've mentioned it before, is the price of food and water at Sesh's.
That's right.
I think it's a little bit overbearing when you're charging $8 for a burrito.
Ridiculous.
I see $4 for a burrito, $5 for a burrito if it comes with the water, or something.
And make it a meal for $8. Make it a meal.
Fucking A. Even McDonald's makes it a fucking meal.
Make it a fucking meal.
Right? Like, you're making enough money off of it. Make it a little bit of a meal, right? Give me some fucking cheap ass Dorito bag and fucking water, and I'll be happy as fuck.
Well, it's not even that they're not making money if they lower it. It's that the traffic is there's so many people there that even if you do it 10% above cost, you're going to make money because of quantity.
Volume business.
That's right. Volume business. And there's so many people there.
Yeah, and there is. And everybody's high at a fucking sesh. They all want to eat.
Oh, right?
Even if I eat before I go, I'm still hungry fucking 40 minutes in.
Munchies.
Totally. Because as soon as I show up, don't think I do not walk up right up to fucking baking slabs and see Mike every time. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, what's up? You just get here? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you always fucking come to my booth when you get here. I'm like, I know, because I need a dab.
That's right.
And he gives me fucking a nice fat dab, and I can walk around and do what I got to do. And the reason I do that is because I'm very picky. So I know I go to somebody that can fucking do the job and it's good quality product, and then I can walk around and be picky. And only go to the people I want. Which last night, I have to say, at Blacklist was fucking awesome. Because I was stoned because there was a lot of really, really good fucking vendors there. And I was able to take a lot of hits, which it actually usually doesn't happen. I'm only usually able to dab 3 or 4 tables.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm really super picky. So, dabbing 3 or 4 tables for me is like an average night. Last night, I shit you not, I had like 7 or 8 dabs at tables. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is kicking ass because there's some good stuff. What's up, Dutchie? The main man over there just showed up.
Main man.
I like how he just strolls on in.
Right.
Like he
that?
motherfucking owns the place.
Right, crazy people.
Oh, shit. Gotta love that guy. Crazy old Brit punk rocker. I love the fuck out of him. I do, man. I love having conversations with him.
Right. His conversations are awesome.
They are awesome. They always take a left fucking turn, too, which is so great.
Every time.
Every fucking conversation. You're just
Every
like,
day.
fucking hey, Dutchy, I love talking to you, man.
Yeah, you get that guy on a rant. It's freaking hilarious.
Listen to a show.
Yeah, I've done his shows. I've worked the shows.
I know, believe me, I sit back there all the time and listen to his shows. They're fucking hilarious. I listen to him like, hey, that's what I want to be like on the radio. It's my idol right there.
That's the idol. We love you, Dutchy. We love
We
you.
do love you, Dutchy. We're able to do all this because of that man right there and because of Zig. So
Yeah, that's right.
gotta love him. Gotta tell him thank you.
Shout out to Ziggy.
Shout out to Ziggy in the Zig Zone on later today, isn't he?
7 to 9 p.m.
7 to 9. Catch the Zig Zone. He's on after me. He's a good fucking homie. He usually comes in and drops by, but I don't think he's going to today.
Nah, it doesn't look like it. We got 12 minutes left.
Yeah, he ain't gonna stop by today. It's all good. But okay, so back to Seshes and the price, right? So the price of food is really something that gripes at, and I think that basically the only one I've really seen pull it off correctly is Blacklist. You know what I mean? Like, because they price a good thing. When it comes to the big festivals, I think when Kushstock gives away free water, even though they're the little waters, it's one up on everybody else because, you know, most of the vendors have all the free water and it's pretty readily accessible, which is cool because these, you know, you get hot, especially during the bigger ones because everybody wants to go during the day and, you know, all that kind of BS.
Oh, yeah. Now, you said free water?
Yeah, Kushstock.
No
They give
shit.
away, yeah, just the little ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but still.
But still, it's something, right? And other places do have the free water where they have like the water dispensing machines and shit like that, which is really cool because I know Chalice has those. So you can just walk around and find one of the water dispensing machines, and you're allowed to have your water bottles. You know what I mean? You can bring a water bottle into there as long as it's sealed, and then drink your water and refill it all day, and not have to pay for it. So that's a real cool thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go.
Because you have to, you know. Kushstock is free to get into and they give you water, but you do have to pay for Chalice because they do put on a really good event. It's 3 days. They have great musical acts and stuff like that. You know, it's not free for them by any means. It costs them quite a bit of money to put on the festival. So they do charge for the intake, but they try to make everything as accessible as possible and as pleasant as possible. That's why they do provide the free water fountains and things there in order to fill up your bottles. What I like about the ones at Chalice is they're big enough you can stick your head underneath them.
There you go. Do it all like ghetto style?
Yeah, dude, you got to do it ghetto style, you know what I mean? Or fill up your hat and then throw your hat back on your head, you know what I mean? But it's what you got to do when it's real hot.
Oh, yeah. I used to do that all the time back when I had hair.
Back when you had hair.
Back when I had hair, I used to do that.
Oh, man, T-Rex was roaming and shit. It's the only time he had hair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I just got that right now.
Yeah, did you?
You fucking asshole.
That's how old he is. It took him that long to
Took me a minute.
process
Took
it.
me a
Yeah.
minute.
He was like, yeah, the T-Rexes were roaming. Oh, fuck, he's calling me old.
Yeah.
What a dick.
It took me too damn long to get that shit, dude.
You don't even smoke weed.
God damn it.
Damn. We got to trick him, ladies and gentlemen. Get his ass in the studio one time when I'm on air because that's the deal. If he walks in here on air, he has to get high.
That's the deal.
We're
Why I
gonna
stay in my little box.
stay in his lane. That he does. He definitely does. He stays in his lane. He does not want to get caught in this fucking room.
Nah, hell nah.
Make your ass fucking toke the fuck up. Mm-hmm.
Toke,
So you
toke.
do it. All right. So, I mean, a lot of these festivals, I think are really trying to come up, and I think it's really dope. You know, some people are trying to start some new ones, which is cool. But if you're trying to start a new one, please try to look at the other ones and realize the growing pains that they've gone through and try to learn from them. You know what I mean? Because a couple of these sessions I've seen that have tried to start up are just, you might as well just not do it. You just get on board with somebody else that's already doing it and help make their sesh better. Don't try to do your own because it's just going to make a divide. You know, you're going to take up a day. There's only 7 days worth of time that we have, and there's so many sessions that we're already doubling up on some of them.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it's a big market, and yeah, there is enough room for everybody. But even if we're doubling up, we got to make sure that all of them are doing good. You know, because each city could probably have its own and do very well.
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, there's cons all over the place, festivals, sessions, whatever you want to call them, but they're all over the place. Every industry has them. Yeah, there's a lot of money in it.
Right. You know, but I don't know another industry that has them weekly like the cannabis industry does and makes as much profit and as much traffic as they do.
Weekly. Swap meet.
Okay. No, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But that's basically what these sessions are.
Yeah, there you go.
Are cannabis swap meets. You know what I mean? You're dealing directly with a wholesale vendor, and you're getting things at a discounted price because you're at a cannabis swap meet.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So I mean, that's the only thing that's basically what these are. So they get so much traffic and so much everything. I think if somebody actually came up with a really ironclad business model for them, they would make a whole lot of money on it.
And how would a model like that go?
I'm not a promoter.
No.
No, see, that's not my business.
But
But
you got
I see
opinion.
people. But I see. Okay, well, like if you took a really good concert promoter, somebody that really knew what they were fucking doing,
Okay.
and brought them into the cannabis industry and introduced them to a few of the right people, I think the shows could get a lot better.
There you go.
A lot of these are put on by people in the cannabis industry, and they were just kind of like thrown into it, like, oh, hey, boom, we're going to start throwing these little festivals, but nobody has any real promotional background. You know what I mean?
No, that's very important in all aspects of marketing. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what works. You have to know what doesn't work. You have to know when to cut your losses when it's not working. You have to know
Right.
when to try something new, so forth and so on.
Right. And, I don't, like I know Chalice has got people that they're event coordinators. That's what they did before they worked for the Chalice committee. So they had a background in coordinating events and putting everything together. That's why these things seem that they go together so flawlessly when they really don't go together so flawlessly. It's a lot of hard work in order to put them together. It takes a lot of hard work in order to make something look like it didn't take much work at all.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think, we need to get those people in here that have kind of been in different industries. Like I said, the cannabis industry is opening up to more things, especially, we're going to need people like that, promoters, good people that have known what they're doing for a long time and have been able to, be successful in promoting bands and promoting other companies and things like that. We need them to make the jump over to the cannabis industry in order to make our sessions better and our festivals better. Now, I do know most of the big festivals work with people like that, event coordinators and promoters that have been in this game for quite some time. And I think the littler ones need to do the same because you guys have so much potential that actually isn't being tapped into yet. However big you think you are, you can actually get bigger. And I want to see everybody get bigger. And if you grab some more people, especially people like the Blacklist Sesh and the Taco Sesh, if you got together with some concert promoters and really some people that were in this business and know some tricks of how to get people to do things, you can really make your sessions take off because you're doing a good job already. And so I think but you can do a better job. And I think it'd be awesome if you guys did that because it'd be better for the patients for first off, because the shows would flow a little bit better. It just doesn't come down to how the booths are set up. It comes down to everything, how the sound is, the temperature, how the vendors are, all that kind of stuff. And when you start regulating everything, not just taking as many vendors as you can, I think all of our shows will get better. And when you start working with different promoters that have been doing this for a long time, it's going to get better because they're going to know little things. They're going to make the biggest differences. And that's what it takes to make it, you know what I mean, is working with a giant network of people. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have a network of people. I'm able to have my own show. So, thank you to everybody that's made it possible and everybody that's going to even do something in the future. I appreciate it because we haven't even met yet. And I know we're going to work together and it's going to be a fun-ass deal. There's a lot of people, upcoming things that I'm working with people to try to make everything better, try to make the sessions better, try to make everything better. Because one of my buddies is actually going to start throwing a session. So that's why I really kind of brought this up was this conversation started with him saying, okay, well, what makes a good sesh? What makes a bad sesh? How do we actually come through with it and not undercut everybody, but just show people that it can be done a better way? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Anything could be better. Anything could be done a better way.
Right. And I just think they need to be. Because we're about to be hit with a lot of corporations and corporate shit. And when these guys come in, they're going to see that these festivals and how well they do, even with these little sessions, and they're going to start throwing weekly sessions.
Well, let's go back real quick for when we were saying about everybody cares about numbers. Everybody cares about numbers.
Right.
Now, you could have the greatest sesh in the world, but if you didn't make, I mean, let's say you cut your prices in half and you did your sesh. Now, you're going to make a shitload of money, but because their prices were overpriced, they're going to see that they made now 50% more than you did, and that's what they're going to look at. Now, it's sad that's the way it is, but they're going to look at the number. Now, you could have sold more product, but they're going to look at how much money the sesh made.
Right. No, but dude, these sessions are killing it, bro.
That's my point. Yeah. So
You know, they have so much foot traffic, so their numbers are all high.
on the high priced ones.
No, dude, no. Even the blacklist is free to get into,
Oh, okay.
and
So
they still, and that's a weekly session, and they still, I mean, and Taco Sesh is free. You just got to go through Eventbrite or whatever. But it's just,
but don't they sell the high priced whatever it is, water and food and all that?
Yeah, some of them do.
Okay.
Some of them do sell the higher price stuff. But also, like I was saying, if they work with those vendors and to cut it down, then more people are going to want to do things. You know what I mean? Because then you can advertise that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, we do have dollar waters. You know, people are just gonna be like, okay, well, it's $1 water. Well, it's $1. Everybody's got fucking cotton mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of buying one water for $4, you now get to buy 4 fucking waters. More people are gonna buy waters, and you get to advertise that, hey, dollar waters, and because people also understand that, you know, I mean, it's a business.
Right.
Can't always be giving away everything.
Well, don't get me started on that. People don't understand that. They want if a friend of mine owns a coffee shop, right? And they all, give me free coffee, give me free coffee. Everybody give me free coffee because I know you. That's not how business ran.
No,
Yeah.
he don't make money by giving it away.
No, and he don't give it away, and people always talk shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, well, at that point you gotta get it. But I think a lot of these people understand that, though. That's why they're at the sessions and they're buying things from these, you know, directly from the vendors, because they understand they can't give it away, but they can sell it to you at a discounted rate if you're buying it just right from them.
Right.
You know, and so I think it's the same thing with the waters, like, you know, in the price of food and stuff. It just needs to come down that way more, you know, and you can advertise it. You know, cheap. This is how much our tacos are. This is how much everything is. And eventually, just like, you know, when Jack in the Box came up with a $5 fucking meal. Everybody had a fucking 5 for $5 or 4 for, you know.
Everybody jumped on that
everybody
$5
had one.
bandwagon.
Because they realized how many people were going to fucking buy it.
Yep.
And that's what, you know, that's what people in this industry need to start seeing. But again, that's part of the corporate and the professional shift that this whole entire industry is taking.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that realize that kind of stuff are the people that are going to be able to stay in business over the long term. If you're in this game to make a bunch of money, you will not be here for very much longer.
No, you're looking for that quick.
Yeah,
quick,
it's not going to work. Like, if you're in the game to make a bunch of money, it's not going to work. If you have a bunch of money and you want to get into the game right now, unfortunately, you can. You know, you can go buy a license and buy a building and fucking start setting up shop.
Play to win.
You know, but a lot of the people in it right now are just in it to make a little bit of scratch or make a bunch of scratch, whatever they want to do, and then fucking bounce. You know, and I think, you know, I'm kind of happy that we're going to get some regulations. I don't think we need as many, but there's give and take, right?
There's always give and take. You have to find out what works for you. But you're happy for the regulations, but you're happy for a certain type of regulations.
Right, but at the same point, like,
That's where the give and take comes in.
I want to drive 100 miles an hour, but I'm happy there's a speed limit.
Right.
You know, because it saves everybody. I got kids, and at this, you know, we got to give and take. If we want to be able to smoke our cannabis and do our things, and we have to give, you know, and that's what 64 did.
There you go.
It allowed us to give and take.
Give and take.
And we get to take a lot. We get to take a lot of cannabis home.
I like taking it home.
I love taking it home.
Yeah.
It's a motherfucking wonderful thing.
I like taking it.
Dude, you just left that so fucking open.
I got distracted. I was going to finish.
I just like taking it. And I saw you turn and I was like, please finish the statement.
I got distracted. Shit.
I fucking hate dead air, and I even let it go dead for a couple seconds.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
You know what? It's over now. I can't even redeem it.
So we all now know that Gandalf likes to take it.
Fucking asshole.
You can leave that up to your own interpretation, people. The Gandalf likes to take it. Hey, put yourself up on YouTube right now so everybody can see who likes to take it.
Yeah, I'm taking it right now, you dumbass. Look. I think we're what time is it right here?
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. I'm Shay C. This is the motherfucking Cannabis Council. It's been a pleasure being able to get on this fucking mic here and bullshit with you guys for a couple hours. Thank you for tuning in and listening to me rant and rave and Mike go on his little fucking tangents.
Yeah.
I do apologize for the guest canceling. I do have no control of other people, though. It is what it is. Hopefully, she will be rescheduling to come back on here sometime in the future. I do have some awesome guests coming up over the next couple of weeks. I will not have a show on the 23rd of this month because I will be at the Banjo Glass Extravaganza. That's really not the name of it, but I'll be at the Glass Show down here in Southern California. And then I will also be at the BET Awards on the 25th.
Oh,
so
really?
if y'all
Wow.
are going to be at the BET Awards, you can see my happy fucking ass on the red carpet. What's up, motherfuckers?
Are you going to be interviewing anybody?
Yeah.
Via Cannabis Council?
Yeah, that's what we do, baby. That's
there
what
you
we
go.
do. See, people think I'm just joking around, but nope, I'm on red carpet.
Red carpet.
Red carpet. What's up? Who else you know is going to BET Awards? This little white boy is. That's who.
Your little white boy. We're going to be like, oh, look at the white boy. Look at
That's
the white
what's
boy.
up. That's what's up. Well, like I said, I am Shay C. This is the Cannabis Council. We are brought to you by Greenery Depot. Because we do it all here at Greenery Depot, and they really do. Anything you need, just hit them up. Donis will definitely take care of you. And if you are a vet, definitely hit him up. Go to him with a proof of service, and you can get hooked up on your meds for sure. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you guys on Friday with the house brand. Have a good day, everyone.
Just a bad, bad, just bad.